Hi everyone, welcome back to Legal Talk with Shazzy. If you're new here, I am Shazzy. My name is Sharon. I am a qualified paralegal and a law graduate or LLB graduate from the University of South Africa. If you are new here, please hit that like button and subscribe to my content. I would really appreciate it. I really have to say I'm loving all the engagement on all of my previous videos, guys. Thank you. Please keep them coming. Please keep them coming. I love all of your questions, your comments, your views on my videos. For instance, I have been getting quite a lot of videos about the type of work that I do as a paralegal or that I did as a paralegal or questions about jobs in the South African space, you know, as a paralegal. So this video, I'm gonna talk a bit about what exactly a paralegal is, because a lot of other questions that I'm getting from people is not a lot of people know what paralegals are. And I won't lie, I even remember when I got interviewed for the job that I am currently doing, it wasn't really widely known what a paralegal actually does and what they do. So I'm just gonna make this video to kind of clarify what a paralegal is and what a paralegal does. A lot of people have been asking me questions about, you know, where one goes to study paralegal, or what's the difference between a paralegal and someone who is a legal assistant. So yeah, I'm gonna just specify exactly what a paralegal is firstly, because that's not a lot of people know, and I just want to maybe clarify that for a few people so that they know and they understand going into the field what it actually entails, especially within South Africa. So I have written down a few notes, so you'll forgive me if my eyes drift down. I'm looking at my laptop so that I don't forget all the things that I did put down and note down, so that everyone can follow along with me. But I'll also just make it so that it's easier to understand, if that makes sense. So what is a paralegal? A paralegal, also known as a legal assistant, is a legal professional who works under a licensed attorney within South Africa. Within the South African context, that means that you would be under the supervision of a law firm, or even if you're in a corporate firm, you'd be under the supervision of someone who is an admitted attorney. So basically, you're working under an admitted attorney, and as a paralegal, you would have knowledge of all the legal terminologies. That means Latin, guys. So all legal terminologies, you'd have knowledge of what a summons is. You would have knowledge of what a application to dismiss is, which is something I'm currently working on. You would have knowledge of all and every single documentation that you need to draft in order to assist someone while working under a law firm. So paralegals generally, essentially, are able and capable of performing duties that would otherwise be done by an attorney. Now that we understand what a paralegal is, what are the functions of a paralegal, right? So a paralegal is someone who's responsible for conducting legal research. So you'd be familiar, in South Africa, the research tools that we have are your LexisNexis, your JuStat, Google. But yeah, the ones that we deal with at the firm that I work with is your LexisNexis. And yeah, I surf Google. I use Google and LexisNexis interchangeably because I find that you can never go wrong with Google, guys. I'm sorry. But LexisNexis also is very good when it comes to providing your legal research. Another thing that an attorney would normally do that a paralegal does or assists with is the drafting of legal documents. I already spoke about your summonses, your letters of demands, all the letters that you would normally issue out in a law firm would be done by a paralegal. Your notices of intention to defend, your notices of intention to oppose, things of that nature. Paralegals are also responsible for assisting in drafting contracts. So your employment contracts, your your sales agreement contracts, depending on the type of law firm that you're in. You would be assisting with that as well. You would also assist attorneys with reviewing the contracts, finding case law that is applicable to whatever provision in the contract is being reviewed, for lack of a better word. What else? Another thing that attorneys, paralegals do is they assist attorneys with managing of files. So this means your emails, your telephone notes, your memos to messengers. You would make sure that all of that is filed within the file appropriately and timelessly as well, because you don't want the attorney to have the file and then be looking for an important document such as a notice or a summons that was supposed to have gone out but it's not filed within the file, right? So that's one thing that they do, is they manage the files as well at the office or at the law firm or at the corporate firm that they are employed in. Another thing is they also assist with the organizing of case information. I'll give you an example. I'm currently assisting my director with an appeal that's supposed to go to court. So that's one thing that a paralegal would do: communicating with counsel, communicating with clients, drafting important letters or communication to counsels, briefing them on matters. You would do that as well as trial preparation. You would also be responsible for trial preparation, making sure that dates are applied for timelessly. You have to be a good multitasker, guys. You have to be a good multitasker. You also have to make sure that your communication skills are clear when you speak to clients or when you speak to advocates. Or when you speak to even your fellow colleagues in the office. You have to be clear and make sure that the instruction or whatever you are tasked with is communicated properly so that everyone understands what they're supposed to do with regards to a certain matter. Another thing that paralegals would also do is communication between witnesses and other parties. So if you work for previously I had worked for a law firm that did insurance, crash bash matters. So you would be responsible for contacting witnesses. You would be responsible for drafting the letters that would have to go out, letters of demand and things of that nature. So you're also responsible in that sense for contacting the clients to make sure that everything, the clients and the witnesses as well as third parties, to make sure that everything is going according to plan. You are also responsible for the organizing of meetings. I know this sounds like a lot. Responsible for setting up meetings, making sure that meetings for your director or the other attorneys are on the calendar, and make sure that everything is according to how it should be. So things like court appearances for the attorneys need to be put on the calendar. Things like meetings for clients for the attorneys need to be put on the calendar, and you're responsible for doing that. So now that we know what a paralegal does or what their daily functions are, where do they find work, right? Paralegals can find work at a law firm. That's often the most common place to find paralegal jobs. I came across a question on my Instagram where someone asked me, I've been looking for a job and I graduated with my paralegal diploma, but it's been hard for me to find a job. Where do I look? Where do I even start? So you can look at law firms. That's one thing. And don't just segregate yourself to the whole paralegal role. Look for something that will get you in the door. In my previous video, I mentioned, if you've got your foot in the door, keep that foot in that door. You really never know what will come of it. So if you apply, for example, for a receptionist position at a law firm, right? And they know that you've got a paralegal diploma, you will learn, maybe you will assist them with drafting, and then maybe later on be promoted. So don't just stick to look for, okay, I'm gonna just type in paralegal and see what comes. Apply for admin jobs in your paralegal spaces. Apply for the receptionist positions in your paralegal job search. Apply for junior secretarial roles, because essentially that's what a paralegal is, but with more specialized knowledge. Someone who is a secretary but has a higher knowledge of the law than a secretary. I might be wrong. For those who are secretaries and have knowledge of the law, please do comment down below. But essentially, yes, just apply for those jobs in those law firms. A paralegal can also work at a corporate firm. You can apply at corporate firms. I personally have not. I think I've always gone the traditional route of law firms. And no, I think I did apply at one. It wasn't a corporate firm, but it wasn't a law firm. So yeah, you can work at government agencies as well. They have legal departments within government agencies. That's a good place to start as well. Also non-profit organizations or non-profit organizations also would hire paralegals. So don't limit your search to only paralegal work. You can climb the ladder, as it were. So don't give up in your search for work. I know it's hard, guys. I've been there, where you have had to send emails after emails and rejections after rejections. So I know it can be hard, but don't give up. Paralegals are important, and they play an important role in the legal process in South Africa. Granted, it's not as recognized as your normal lawyers and your candidate attorneys and things of that nature, but it's something that is worth considering, especially if you have a passion for the law. I'm very blessed to have both aspects now, the best of both worlds, having worked as a paralegal and transitioning into working as a candidate attorney as well. So yeah, it shouldn't be underestimated or understated how important a paralegal's role is within the legal process, or the legal proceedings rather. It would really be a tragedy if we didn't have paralegals, guys. And I know I'm biased because I am one, but guys, really, paralegals are very important. They make sure and ensure that everything runs smoothly. The drafting process is not as tedious for other attorneys. So paralegals are important. If you're thinking about becoming a paralegal, please do. And I really do hope that this video has provided you some clarity. I've been getting a lot of questions, like I said. So if you do have any other questions, please don't forget to hit me up. My Instagram will be in the link below. And yeah, I would really, really love to hear from you guys. I don't get tired of, I go through all the comments, every single comment I go through, because I know that there's a lot of questions that a lot of people have, and I'm very happy to hear any and all the questions that you guys do have. So please don't stop commenting. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I would like to say a big, huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. If you've reached the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Give me a comment down below if you've enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll definitely love to see what you guys have to say. Also, guys, we reached 963 subscriptions on my YouTube channel, and I am so excited. Thank you so much. We are almost at 1,000, and I could not be more grateful. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate this. I want to create a community of people who are able to talk about the law in a casual sense and also in a professional sense. So I'm very excited about this. And yeah, please subscribe, please share this video with your mama, your papa, and everybody in between. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.